Quasi here, and in this video, I want to share with you a very, very powerful visualization technique from reality transurfing called the process visualization. Before I begin this video, I wanted to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. It's around $12 on Amazon, but you can win this book completely free if you just comment Life Mastery down below. And at the end of the week, we're going to be announcing one lucky winner to get this book for completely free in the ebook format. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the Reality Mastery free one-to-one consult is still open for July, and wait till the end of the video for the announcement on that. So with that, let's get started with this video. Now you might be wondering what the hell process visualization is and why we should do this in the first place. And really, it's just as it sounds. You visualize the process. But traditionally, with all of these law of attraction methods, we've been taught to visualize the goal and the final destination. But this book called Reality Transurfing, by the way, if you haven't checked that out, really make sure you check it out because it's a very, very powerful method of managing your reality and the events in it. And it was written by a Russian quantum physicist who had a series of epiphanies that led him to writing this book based around these metaphysical concepts. So it's very, very powerful, completely changed my life, and I know it'll change yours too. Only caveat, it's around 800 pages, but that's why I share all of this stuff from my personal experience to help make more sense out of this. So going back to this process visualization concept, we've been accustomed to the idea of goal visualization, imagining the end destination. And while that is powerful, while goal visualization is powerful, reality transurfing model is such that it focuses on a sector. So there are different sectors of reality. There are different lifelines, if you will. One lifeline may be favorable because it contains the ideal, the goal life that you would like to live. Another lifeline may be unfavorable because it doesn't contain the lifeline that you live, or maybe unfortunate events happen in that lifeline. So what happens is in this reality transurfing paradigm, they say that, or Vadim Zeland says that there are many different lifelines or many different parallel realities that can be manifested. And as a result of your thought energy, you correspond to different lifelines. When you're focusing on the goal, this is a very, very powerful process. Goal visualization is just the concentration of your thought energy to a certain particular lifeline. But this doesn't mean that there is movement along this lifeline. And that's where the process visualization comes in. So essentially, focusing on the end goal is not enough. Because unless you're one step away from achieving the goal, then it really isn't enough. Unless you're one step away from making $1 million, it's not enough. So chances are there is a big vibrational gap between your final destination and where you are at currently. And it's important that you set big goals that are aligned to your heart and not deceive yourself, because then it gets easier and easier to get to these goals. Imagine doing something you're passionate about every single day rather than something you think you are passionate about but are really not, right? Imagine being fully rested and going to work every single day rather than just feeling low, dispassionate, and also just tired and groggy. Every single minute in that day is going to feel like a struggle, right? That's why it's important to even just operate out of a high vibration energy. Sometimes if you just focus on operating out of a high vibration energy, then all of your problems get solved. So essentially it's like that. Make sure you're picking out your goals that are your heart's goals, and we will talk about that in another video. Just leave me a comment below if you'd like me to make a video on that, of what your heart's goals are. But let's stick to this topic of process visualization, because this is a really, really powerful game changer, at least it was for me. So understand that focusing on your end goal isn't enough unless you're one step away from achieving this goal. There is a vibrational gap between your desired reality and where you are at right now, which lifeline you are at right now. And we want to shift to this and cause movement along this lifeline, right? So what the essence of process visualization is the concentration of your attention on the movement towards this end goal. Now, most people say that, oh, you shouldn't think about the how, you should never focus on the how because, somehow it'll happen. Just keep visualizing the end goal and it'll happen. While this is true, it may or may not happen. Are you really willing to take that risk and wait forever for it to happen? I think not. The essence of goal visualization is such that once you focus your thought energy on lifelines that contain your goal, what happens is you open up the horizons of your reality. So this is the very act of expanding your comfort zone. When you expand your comfort zone, you let ideas come into this comfort zone, and you actually receive ideas from the higher source or wherever it may be. I find that sometimes when I'm meditating or when I'm taking a shower, when I'm walking, when I'm doing something, ideas come to me. And I make sure to act upon these ideas as soon as I receive them. This is very, very important. Once you're expanding your comfort zone every single day, the process just eventually comes to you. And I made a video on this a while back, but this couldn't be truer today. Essentially, when these ideas come in, you want to use those as the basis for your process visualization. Because once you start to visualize yourself moving along whatever you're doing and getting better and better every single day, you connect it to that ideal reality, and now both of these vibrate at the same frequency, your goal reality and the process you're doing. And essentially, you are creating your reality step by step. Now, the key thing is most people get too attached to whatever it is they're doing. Whenever there is too much importance on doing it, when you feel like, oh no, if I don't do this, I'm going to die. If I don't do this, I'm not going to get to my goals. Once you get like that, then there is too much importance and it's actually acting against you. So again, that's a very, very powerful reality transurfing concept. If you don't know what importance is, I urge you to click up here to check that out. And essentially, you never want to get too attached to whatever process it is you're doing, because it could change. New ideas could come to you. You can find new stuff. It'll eventually come to you once you keep expanding your comfort zone. So the key is to always visualize your end goal, but at the same time, also visualize the process and the movement towards this goal. Now, I visualize like a psycho. Really, I actually visualize maybe 30 to 40 times every single day, every other minute, wherever I'm at, I'm visualizing, connecting to that ideal lifeline that I want to get to. Now, it's important that you do this, and it's important that you visualize a lot to really connect to the feelings. Most people visualize to get a certain result. If you do that, it's never going to work. Any sort of visualization without the emotion, without that spiritual juice, is just insincere. You can visualize and see a particular picture all you want, but it's not going to be effective unless you're immersed in it and you're experiencing it and you're feeling the feelings that you would feel. But that's another topic for another day. So essentially right now, what I want you to remember is that it's important to have both goal visualizing and process visualizing. If for some reason right now you do not know what process you need to do to get towards your goals, that's completely okay. Don't even worry about it. Just keep visualizing the goal and the final destination where you would like to get to. Eventually the process is going to come to you. But this momentum of taking action needs to be there. Just keep doing whatever you're doing and be very, very observant of your reality, very conscious. And in this state of consciousness, new ideas will just come to you. But you have to consciously observe them and not brush them off. You see, a lot of us, we're not even paying enough attention to our realities and everything that's going on around us. That's why we just fail to see it. It just completely flies past us. So make sure that's not happening to you. So now really to conclude this video, I want to talk to you about desire and intention. Now, if desire is the attention on the end goal, then intention is your attention focused on the process of moving towards the goal. So intention is focused on moving towards the goal. Desire is just focused on the goal itself. You can desire all you want, but it won't happen without any sort of movement. There needs to be movement. Whether your thought energy causes movement or whether you physically cause movement is irrelevant. It is just all about creating this intention. And intention is your decision to have and to act. So in this transurfing paradigm, intention is defined as the resoluteness in your decision to have and to act. Whenever you have the resoluteness to act, you are activating inner intention. Inner intention is when you launch your own battle against the world and you start taking massive action, doing, and you get towards your goal. It's effective. It's enough for you to get to your personal goals, but it's not the most, I would say it's not the easiest way to get about it, because outer intention is the force that really doesn't belong to you. It's yours, but it's not yours at the same time. It's what connects you to the external universe. Now, if you just sit on your couch and you start to visualize and you're like, yes, outer intention will work for me. It won't. Because outer intention is the resoluteness in your decision to have something. Inner intention is the resoluteness in your decision to act. Outer intention is the resoluteness in your decision to have. When you make the complete decision to have something, nothing in the universe can stop you from getting it. There just needs to be a powerful enough resolve to have. When you're taking action every single day, when you're increasing this energy of intention every single day, you're automatically powering outer intention. Because the more and more action you take, the more and more convinced you get that this is who I am and this is what I do. Because I've made the decision to have, this is just what I'm doing right now. And the more action you take, the more your conviction gets raised. And the higher conviction you have, the faster you can move towards your goals. That is the secret to accelerating manifestation. Doing anything that needs to be done in order to increase your conviction in your choice to live the life that you've chosen to live. To live the life that you choose to live, whether it be right now, whether it be in the future, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be in a year. It is all about your conviction in your decision to have something. So always remember that. That's extremely key. So now, to really make sense of this video, I want to share with you an example of how I used process visualization and goal visualization. So when I first started off with the law of attraction, when I first started off with reality transurfing, I was always visualizing myself at my end goal. And I didn't even know what my end goal was. I was like, oh, I didn't know what I want. But really, what makes you feel good? Like, what really makes you feel good that after you have it, you'd feel like, wow, this life is fantastic. That is what your heart's desires really are. And again, remember that I'm not saying desire is a bad thing. It is just that desire is very natural. Without desire, there would be no life. If you raised a 4-year-old in a forest and you didn't teach that 4-year-old anything and you threw her an apple, she would just go and eat that apple, right? Because she would just know where to put that apple. It's just a biological program. It's just desire. Desire is always going to be there. It runs deeper than just understanding this temporary daily existence. So the heart's always going to have desires, and really understand that what is it that if you got, you would feel so good. That is what your heart's desire is. And once you start to focus on feeling good, once you're visualizing and experiencing a reality as though you were in it, that is your goal visualization. So for me, my goal visualization was, I'm living in my LA mansion, or I'm living in a mansion up in the hills, next to a waterfall with the woman of my dreams. Back then I didn't meet my girlfriend. Back then I didn't do YouTube. Back then I didn't, I had no idea where my reality was going. I had nothing. Really zilch, nothing. And I visualized this every single day, more and more, connected to the feelings. And eventually, on December 31st, 2017, I think December 1st, 2017, or I don't know, there's behind my Transurfing book, there's a date on which it was printed because I ordered it on that date and they printed immediately and sent it to you. I think around December 15th or maybe the 1st, I found out about the book. 2 weeks after reading it, I decided to, for some reason, start up my YouTube channel. And I said, okay, this just kind of feels right to do. Even though it was uncomfortable making my first video, it just felt like the right thing to do. And again, if you want to check out my first video, click up here. It was about outer intention, and you'll see the difference between where I was at and where I am now, even in the way I communicate. So it's crazy what I've become and what I'm becoming every day. Once I made my first YouTube video, it felt a little uncomfortable, but I still was increasing the resoluteness in my decision to have that reality that I visualize every single day. The more and more I kept doing this, and I'm actually starting to realize this now, the more and more I kept making YouTube videos, the more and more I focused on personal development, becoming a better version of myself every day, the closer and closer I moved to that lifeline. So my process visualization then became Quasi Makes Great Videos. It still is the same now. My process visualization is Quasi Makes Engaging Videos, but I still clarified my goal more and more. Back then I saw myself as just living in the LA mansion, blah, 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 doing this, doing that, experiencing that fun reality, widening my comfort zone until the process came to me. Once I started doing the process, then that formed the basis of my process visualization, seeing myself making engaging YouTube videos every single week, once a week, then it went to twice a week, then it went to 3 times a week, and now I'm doing it 7 days a week. This is just what the process visualization is for me right now. I even updated my goals from just living in that waterfall mansion to living in a mansion in LA. I know the exact mansion I want to live in. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm a revolutionary law of attraction coach. And it's just aligning that with what I'm doing right now. So this becomes the reality that I create. Does that make sense? I could have probably been trading stocks or something. That could have been an option too. But for some reason, I chose doing this and sharing this knowledge because this is what my heart is really passionate about. So what I ask you to do from now is just, if you don't know what the process is for you to get to your goal life, just keep doing what you're doing. Be very, very conscious of your everyday existence and make sure you visualize the goal a few times every day. Turn around that slide of your goal destination, your ideal destination. Get clearer and clearer on it. Write down your goals and click up here to see how you can write down your monthly goals, how I set my monthly goals, and make sure that you're seeing this and experiencing that ideal reality you want to experience ultimately right now. Give your permission to feel the feelings now. And eventually, you'll see that you'll get closer and closer to that life when the process visualization comes to you. And then use that to visualize. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be just meditating. It could just be, I'm write every single day, or I'm writing my new book, whatever it is. Just use that as the basis for the process visualization. Once you're in the momentum of taking action, newer and newer ideas come to you. And this is very, very powerful. So with that, I conclude this video. I sincerely hope this helped. And just to recap, process visualization is really, really unique to a book called Reality Transurfing and that whole paradigm of manifestation. So make sure you check that book out, and also the reference videos up here to make more sense of this. And there's two types of visualizations. There's goal visualization, where the thought energy that you have is focused on the lifelines that contain that end goal. And there's process visualization, which is focused on movement in this lifeline towards that end goal. Desire is defined as the attention on the end result itself. You can have all the desire you want. If there is no movement, then it won't happen. So intention is the attention on the movement towards this goal, or on the process. And finally, I shared with you my personal example, which I started off as seeing myself at my dream life, which was my goal, visualization in my mansion next to the waterfalls with my dream partner. My process became make YouTube videos every day. And even now I visualize myself making very, very engaging YouTube videos every day of the week, helping change lives and giving as much value as I can. So with this, I can also benefit and move myself to that lifeline where I'm, making the dream income that I want to make and living that life in that mansion that I want to live. So with that, I conclude this video, and I sincerely hope this helped. Please leave me a comment letting me know what you think of the process visualization. And I love to see your comments. I love engaging with you guys. So make sure you leave me a comment. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell, because believe it or not, if you don't hit the bell, you don't get notified of any new videos that I put out. And with that, I end this video, and I want to announce also that I'm growing a massive Facebook group where I'll be sharing all of this kind of stuff. And we also have a great community of great supportive members. So make sure you take advantage of this and increase your outer intention by connecting with all of us. So click on the link in the description below to join, and I hope I see you there. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the Reality Mastery Program is open for July, and we're taking applications for the enrollment. So if you're interested, definitely click on the link in the description below to sign up. And what the Reality Mastery Program is basically an identity shifting program. What I found in my personal life was that whenever I focused on being and embodying that ideal version of myself completely, aligning this reality mastery system, I was able to systematically achieve whatever it is that I wanted in my life. That ideal reality you want, you must first identify with it at a becoming level. So there are 4 levels to influencing your reality. There's the action level, and most people are focused on, what can I do? What can I do? And, action without any sort of conviction or any sort of emotional juice is useless. And that leads to the second level, which is the emotion level. Even that's not enough, because your emotions are governed by your belief systems. And, your belief systems are a very, very powerful way of shifting you, but even changing your belief system isn't enough, because the belief system is controlled by the identity level. Once you shift someone at the identity level, then you can do crazy things and cause crazy transformations in their reality. And I saw this to be true in my personal life as well. Whenever I wanted my dream partner, I just shifted into the attractive version of myself, and boom, she came into my life. Whenever I wanted to quit my 9-to-5, take my entrepreneurship career full-time and do what I love, what I'm passionate about every single day, and make these videos full-time, I shifted into the entrepreneur version of myself, and boom, I was able to quit my 9-to-5 straight after college, even though I studied engineering. And it makes no sense that I make these videos from the traditional worldview, but it is what it is. It is what I've chosen. And finally, when I wanted good grades in school, shifted into the 4.0 GPA version of Quasi, got good grades in school. Anything that I wanted in my life was systematically achievable just by using this system. And that's why I teach it, and I help my clients shift into their ideal selves. And as a result of that, they shifted their realities. And the reality shift isn't immediate, but the identity shift is. Once you quickly become, this process, this thing that you're trying to manifest, gets accelerated tenfold. So make sure you take advantage of this free one-to-one consult and click on the link below to sign up, and I hope I see you there. Till next time, peace!